Look, new Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist just dropped, and not gonna lie, it's kind of insane. It is one of the biggest ban lists we've had in like freaking months. And you know what? I don't know, I've only been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For the last year, but here, let me tell you what I think about this in like maybe 10 minutes or less. Probably less than 10 minutes, because I don't have like very nuanced opinions about it. But, you know, Chaos Ruler Magic Dragon Boy is like, you know, and the Wyvern Buster, they're both like huge hits to D-Link. And Chaos Magical Dragon works really well with Bystials. It really works with like a Punk. It really works with like tier limits. It works well with everything. There's a reason TCG and the OCG have had this banned for like freaking years. Forever. Banned long enough. This was like a necessary hit, but not gonna lie, a lot of my decks just completely broke because the only thing keeping together was Chaos Ruler, the Magical Dragon. Anyways, Carnamize, like, messes up any like deep draw deck. There's a handful of them. A lot of them were like, you know, pretty okay, pretty good. Messes up Labyrinth, messes up any like majorly like trap spell deck. I don't know how necessary of a hit this was. I think it could survive at 1 or 2. Full on for a full on ban. I don't know. I don't agree. And Super Heavy Samurai Soulbreaker Armor, this one was really important to hit, especially because the new this enables an FTK. Masterduel doesn't like FTKs. Now, these ones are pretty like straightforward, but let's actually look at the limited. So the Cashier Offender hit here, going down to 1, where it's banned in the OCG, and in TCG it's a 3. I think part of that is somewhat related to the fact that we have like Maxi running around everywhere. This procs really commonly, and Maxi and like Fenrir are like everywhere in almost every deck. So Cashier Fenrir to 1 is entirely to keep it from being splashed in other decks, because almost every deck list I've seen has Cashier Fenrir 2 in them for some reason, even for decks that don't really match it at all. Like, I have this in my Monarch deck. And so if you have Cashier Fenrir here, you can't use this effect to bring out another Cashier Fenrir if you remove the first one. It just has that kind of recursiveness to it. The fact that it's in 3 in TCG is probably because like a Rise Heart is gone, and so a major like problematic element is just not there. This is only entirely for Cashier. Don't play another deck, okay? Inspector Border, fuck stun, stun's gone. I mean, Dyna's still around, but so is like the Monarchs, but you know, they're more bricky. Inspector Border is a nuisance, but you know, what is it? Thunder King Ryo and all those other like lock cards and the barrier statues, they're still around. Sun's not dead, but it's been severely reduced. And not gonna lie, that's a free 60 UR. One of us see your plate stun. There can only be one is finally lore accurate. People have been talking about this for freaking ever. There should only be one. There can only be one in your deck. But also it's kind of like, again, another nuisance. I'm pretty sure this hit was specifically because in the Duelist Cup, like, what was it? 5 of the topping decks at Duelist level 20 had it. Ruining Destruction. Fuck Runic Sun. Gone. Pod Desires. Not entirely sure why, but I think it's kind of to hit the upcoming Nemlaria cards coming out, because like this is super necessary to get into like a 6k Grand Machu, like turn 1, turn 2. It's insane. Kaiser Coliseum. No one really played this. I didn't even think I even saw a stun deck that played this. Not one, and I played like a lot of Duelist Cup. I played this in Sky Striker, and not gonna lie, now that it's at 1, I'm actually more inclined to play it in Sky Striker, because, you know, I couldn't really justify not putting in 2 or 3, but now it's at 1, I'm like, oh yeah, I could just splash it in, that's not that big of a deal. Kaiser Coliseum was pretty good. I guess this is also probably hit to Vanquish Soul, because Vanquish will only need like 1 or 2 cards. It was a nightmare. Vanquish Soul hit, stun hit, but I can see myself playing this now more. Cashier Birth. Why? Is this trying to not hit a Rise Heart that you are? Because how else are you gonna get all that UR money? Like, the Cashier Birth isn't the biggest problem. It like enables the deck, allowing you to normal summon a level 7 monster without tributing. Look, this makes the deck more bricky. Like, destructively bricky. Cashier is not dead. And there's a lot of ways cashier cards come out without normal summoning, but like I played this in Armed Dragon, and that like, and I feel this is again more of those don't play cashier with other decks. Thank you. More Xeno locked stuff, which is kind of weird because cashier's whole gimmick is, hi, we're gonna take your monsters and make them ours. Pod duality. Flu gets hit. I guess. How many cards just want these a normal summon? Like, yeah. Flu? How are all the pots? Are all the pots just like pot of? They're almost all the, well, all the good ones already have one, so I guess you just put like one of each of them in your deck. And maybe Avarice, who knows? It doesn't really matter. Delicious Memory completely messes up Pearly because now you can't get into your like your best Ixie Plump, and now it doesn't have the fat 300 attack and defense, or at least it doesn't have that consistently. Plump is probably one of the best Ixies for it, but it's not going to be coming out way as often now. Still good, still survive. It's a consistent hit. Why isn't this hitting Sleepy Memory? I don't know. If they really want to hit it, they'd hit Sleepy for like the draw stuff, because that is always a nightmare, because that with my friend Pearly gets you like 6 cards even if you remove the tower. But now I guess people can beat over it a bit more consistently, because like I hated dealing with like a 6k person, and the only way I could deal with it is like Herald of the Abyss. Synchro Zone. Stupid. No one... So many people didn't know this card even existed. Like I was looking at Reddit and YouTube being like, why was this card even in? Why? Because again, the like 5 of the top decks like that finished in like Duelist Cup had Synchro Zone, because they were all some form of runic stun, or no, just stun in general. Like I have dealt with so much Synchro Zone, and like I played Monarch through like the Duelist Cup, and it was just Synchro Zone, Synchro Zone, Synchro Zone. It's like, great, maybe I should play Manadium. I almost built Manadium just so I could deal with Synchro Zone because it was that toxic. Like, stuns, high tops, completely, like, put it on this list. Demise, freaking Border, there can only be one. Zone, Coliseum, get effed, stun. I guess Pre-Memory as a semi-limited is okay. It's whatever. It's like, it's not even like a quick effect, so who cares? The 3 Dragon Rulers are back out at 3, because, you know, what was a nightmare back in like 2014? Or is now just too slow and has been power crept. But like, maybe less power crept now that they're all at 3. We can have some like full powered Dragon Rulers with like super rejuvenation shenanigans. I want to see someone playing full Dragon Ruler in 2024, because I want to see how much of a 10-year gap of Yu-Gi-Oh has like complicated this game, that the best deck a decade ago is now like meh. Speedroid Terratop is super sick. I never played Speedroid, but from what I'm aware of, this is like a free rank 3. It's free tuning to whatever you want it to be, because there's like there's like level 1, 2, and 3 tuners in Speedroids. Any case, this is super sick, because then those other cards could just be like normal summon. This one like brings in a superior monster from your deck to your hand. I don't know what to do with this. Is this an FTK enabler? I don't know. We'll see. Predaplant, Orpheus, Scorpio. This lets you bring in like what Predaplant? One that gets you right into like a fusion spell, or if a Scorpion or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. But also I guess you can also add like another Predaplant, go into Verde Anaconda, because that's like still legal somehow, but like no one plays it, so I guess no one cares. It was only a 2. 3 is fine. I want to see Sword Soul Strategy Long One being used more. I think Sword Soul is a really fair deck, and it's like one of those like most fair modern decks I've ever seen. It doesn't have any like super cheesy gimmicks, but it's just like good. It is the kind of stuff I see a Yu-Gi-Oh protagonist playing. It's just solid. Alright, that's all I got. I can't predict what this next, like, meta is gonna look like. D-Link took a massive hit. I mean, it's still playable. D-Link's playable in TCG, and they didn't have Chaos Ruler, but the White Dragon Wyver Buster Burster is probably one of the heaviest hits to D-Link I've ever seen. It's playable and still doable, but ooh, that's different. I can see Labyrinth getting stronger. Nemerelia isn't even out. But getting pre-hit by the Plot Desires is pretty rough. One thing I like about Master Duels, like list or like top deck or its meta, it's just very scattered in like a good way. Like there's a lot of decks that can just straight up do whatever. They can all the only decks I have problem right now is majorly branded Desvia. Freaking put like Albion the Brightest, put on that one like trap card that like negates all basic cards I feel, including evenly match, completely messes things up. Pearly, oh wow, yeah, Pearly did get hit and it wasn't even like one of the strongest decks. They're being really slow and they're already hitting these like tier 3 decks, but like it's whatever. Mega Control could take a hit. Brad Desvia definitely needs some massive hits because like it's really strong right now. D-Link was fine where that, but also it could be like toxic. I see Vanadium getting stronger. I see, wait, is Zodiac in tier 3 again? Mathmech is probably one of the strongest decks right now because of all the fucking D-Save Worm is a nightmare. Zodiac? Sorry, it's back? I knew it was back. In any case, thanks for hanging out. That's me. I've only been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for 1 year. If any of my opinions disagree with you, well, that's not my problem. Bye!